Upon what I had just sat through and all the bizarre shit that came through it, I had to know who this Georgia Jeffrey person was, and why this was being sent to her. I just had to. I needed all the answers I could get. I tried a good handful of methods, making a Facebook page, asking friends in my area that know someone by that name, encouraging them to spread the find, even checking online books. By sheer luck, I managed to find one person, a 37-year-old woman, living in the same town as me. Her phone number, address, and previous information were listed. I ultimately decided to visit her to hand over the tape, as I felt like calling her over the phone and not knowing what I looked like would come off as less friendly. To put it simply, yes, it was the right person, for reasons I honestly did not expect at all. She asked me what was on the tape, and I informed her of everything I saw. When I got to the part involving the grassy and the random words, she looked like she was panicking out of her mind, while trying to be quiet. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me to repeat what I mentioned to her. I told her about the exact details I saw, and just for added measure, what words I were seeing. Here's what she said to me. On February 2nd, 2012, a finger belonging to her 6-year-old son was found near a field about 3 miles away from her home. Shortly after, a DNA test was made, and the results were given back to her. The location was similar to what I had described. Her husband didn't take him to school at the time he was missing, as he was sick with an upper respiratory infection at the time, so his son had to take the bus, or at least, that's what they thought he did. A missing persons report ended up being filed when he never came home. Elephant, Go-Gurt, Red, and Yo-Yo were some of the words I saw on screen. She told me that she dressed as an elf for Halloween a year before the case. Yogurt was his favorite snacks to eat. Red was his favorite color. The elephant was his favorite animal, and his favorite toy was a yo-yo that he carried to recess when he got bored. She still had that yo-yo. His favorite show in the whole wide world had to be SpongeBob. He'd go straight to watching it after school whenever he finished with his homework. And at times, he even went on about how he wanted to be like him growing up. When her son was found, it was a nauseating sight. In the woods, he was found dead, drenched in rubbing alcohol in an underground cellar by a few teenagers. The limbs were bound with duct tape with his mouth. They also discovered a small safe pressed against the metallic wall. A lone pair of rubber gloves were also found on top of it. When locals that dwelled near the area were questioned by police if they had witnessed anyone close in the proximity to the woods, many replied saying that they didn't see or remember anybody going there, let alone a single spot or individual outside. The case went cold. Disgusted, I offered to take this tape to the police for her. She begged me to do it, and rightfully so. What else would she have done? The authorities brought it over to the interrogation room to watch. They asked me the usual questions, like how she knew this was linked to the death of her child. For starters, we paused it at certain frames, manually rewound it a few times. And that's when I pointed out the things I brought up. That's when I had noticed a few things that I completely skimmed over. The words that were shown on screen at the end weren't just his poor kid's favorite things. Upon taking a closer look, the first letter of each word, or when put together, they spelt out a message. They're lying.